Peter and the wolf. Beware, for wolves come in many disguises. Once upon a time, there was a boy called Peter. He lived with his grandfather in a cottage with a garden surrounded by a high stone wall. Outside the wall there was a meadow with a pond and a tall tree. Beyond the meadow was a deep, dark forest. Let me introduce you to the characters in our story. There is a bird, light and delicate, with feathers of silk. A pussycat. She is smooth but greedy and vain. A silly duck with a broad bill and large webbed feet. There is a big grey wolf with sharp teeth, sharp claws, who is always hungry. There are hunters searching the woods for wolves, firing their shotguns. There is a wise old grandfather. Now he worries about Peter all the time. And, of course, there is Peter. Now this is where the story begins. Early one morning, when Peter walked out of the house, he opened the gate and went into the big green meadow. On a branch of a tall tree sat the pretty little bird. All is quiet and beautiful this morning, she said gently. The bird was Peter's friend. Peter made his own slingshot. He started playing, and the bird joined in. Then Peter had an idea. He'd seen something in his mother's old bedroom that would be perfect. Just then, the silly duck waddled up. She was glad the gate had been left open, as there was a deep pond in the meadow, and she wanted to swim. Seeing the duck, the bird flew down and sat next to her. The bird, who was very sweet, said, "What kind of bird are you if you can't fly?" "What kind of bird are you," the duck said snappily, "if you can't swim?" And with that, she hurriedly dived into the pond. All of this led to an argument. They argued and argued. The duck, as she splashed around in the water, the bird flying this way and that. Just then, something caught Peter's eye. Pussycat was stalking through the tall grass. She thought to herself, that bird is busy arguing. I can probably get her now." And on velvet paws, she crept ever closer. "Look out!" shouted Peter. The bird quickly flew into the tree. The duck quacked angrily from the middle of the pond. Pussycat walked round and round, looking up at the bird and thinking, is it worth climbing so high, I wonder? By the time I get there, she'll have flown away. Here comes Grandfather. He never liked Peter to go out into the meadow. "It's not really the place for you, grandson," he said gravely. "You don't know what's out there. Wolves and worse. It's dangerous. Peter, stay put." Peter said nothing. A Of course, Peter wasn't afraid of wolves. But then he couldn't really argue. Not with his grandfather. Peter was bored. He decided to creep outside. Go back to the house, said Grandfather. Then he locked the gate securely. No sooner had Peter gone upstairs than a big grey wolf came out of the dark forest. To be continued.